Hi guys, hope you're all keeping well and training hard. In this video, I'm going to be running through my new training protocol. We're going back to basics with a pull, push, legs routine. 3 days per week, minimalistic in terms of structure. Each session will last between 45 minutes and an hour and 15. And later on in the video, I'll explain what I'm going to be doing to each session to alter the length of training time depending on the time that I have available. So there are 2 cycles, 6 sessions overall. I've included some movements I haven't really done in quite some time. Really going back to basics, focusing mostly on progressive overload on a few key compounds. And when I have more time to add in kind of accessory movements for those muscles. So it's just nice to get back into a routine where I can focus on one or a couple of muscle groups on that same session rather than kind of spreading the load out over the entire body or upper body as I was doing on the program before. Now the program before was working, I was enjoying it, seeing some good progress in terms of strength on certain movements. I just fancied a change and I think this will be good for me going forwards in the long run. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to get into the video. I'm going to explain the protocol overall, what I'm going to be doing to cut the training length down if needed. I don't want to be stressing about it. If I haven't got enough time to do the exercises I've outlined on a certain day, what am I going to do to make sure I can get the work that I need to do in to see continued progress? So what exercises am I going to keep in? What exercises am I going to move out? What I'm going to do to the number of sets per workout. So I'm going to explain all that. I'm going to show video footage from each training session. So if you enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more content, check out the description box below to see links to my online coaching and Excel trackers, Mad-Cow trackers and that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching, stay strong. Okay, so this is the protocol here. We've got cycle 1 and cycle 2. And you'll notice that the first exercise of each session is the same regardless of cycle. So it'll be barbell deadlift for pull, dumbbell chest press for push, and barbell squat for legs. And they'll always be the same protocol, one set of 6 to 10 reps. Very simple progressive scheme. Once you hit 10 reps, take the weight up, drop the reps down, so on and so on. The subsequent exercises do change, although they are quite similar. One of my push sessions, I focus a little bit more on shoulders. The other one, I focus a little bit more on pecs. Leg work, one of the sessions, I focus a little bit more on hamstrings. One of them, I focus a little bit more on quads. Well, actually, they're fairly balanced across the board, to be honest, in terms of leg training. The back work, you'll notice I include a little bit more volume on the second session in particular, bent over row, pullover machine in particular. For biceps and triceps, also some exercises where I do a couple of sets. So 6 to 10 reps for the most part, some of the exercises going up as high as maybe 12 or 15 reps. Forearm work is 10 to 20. That's the only exercise really that I ever go beyond that kind of 15 rep mark. There are some exceptions, but for the most part that's true. So this is what the program looks like in its totality. This is the full program. Ideally, this is what I like to do every day. Sometimes there may be time restraints where I'm unable to kind of commit to the amount of time that I need to get all of this working. In that case, I'll switch program to something that looks like this. So everything is just one set. There are no movements where I do 2 sets. And you'll notice I take out and exercise one of the secondary movements of each session as well. So that should speed the session up, get it down to maybe 45 minutes. So that's what I'd like to do. Of course, in an ideal world, we always have enough time to complete the program in its proper form. But, it's just reality. Sometimes it's not the case. Instead of missing a session, postponing it to another day, which I don't want to do because it just messes the flow, messes the rhythm of training up, get into the gym and do the exercises that are going to kind of give you the most bang for your buck. So in this sense, I'm really going back to basics, focusing on just good old progressive overload on a few compound movements. Now, I haven't done barbell deadlift in a long time. I haven't done dumbbell chest press in a long time. So I cut those out when I started my cut last year. I just don't like the instability that you get when you start getting really lean with those. Barbell squat as well, been doing the safety squat after a period of hiatus of not doing them. Some other movements. The Smith machine shoulder press, really, really good shoulder exercise, probably one of the best, and I'll explain why when I go through that session. Barbell bent over row, dumbbell alternating curl. Yes, just some movements that I haven't really done that much recently, so should be good. I'm going to go through each of the training sessions now and give you some training footage for you to watch, kind of explain certain elements of each exercise, what I'm doing and why. If I could just take a moment of your time to remind you that I offer online coaching exclusively for natural lifters. I offer 3 main coaching services, the first of which is a WhatsApp only package where you have access to my WhatsApp number. You can ask me any questions you may have about training or nutrition, and I'll give you a voice note answer within the day. So you could send me over a program for me to critique, or posing shots, or exercise videos, or just ask me anything that pertains to your bodybuilding journey that you think I might be able to help with. The second package is where we sit down, have a chat. I design you a program, and every 6 weeks we have a consultation to make sure you're seeing the kind of progress that you should be. Third and finally is a more comprehensive coaching package where we have a consultation each week. This is definitely going to be better for those of you that are going to embark on a more serious cut or a time-sensitive cut or bulk. Prices are all very reasonable, so head over to the description box where you'll find the link to my website. Fill out an application form there if you're interested. Thanks for your time, and we'll get back to the video. Okay, first up, pull day. As back is an area I really want to see some solid progress on over the next 18 months or so. So I start both sessions off with deadlifts. I'm pretty much going back to basics in terms of exercise selection. I'm not going to be overzealous with the progressive overload element of this exercise. I'm going to take my time, working up to 10 reps. Once I feel comfortable, I'll then take the weight up. I want to be doing these for a long period of time. I don't want to rush it and get injured. I then move on to 2 sets of bent over barbell row, the second set being slightly heavier than the first. Conventional style, around a 45-degree angle at the torso. Next up, one of my favourite back exercises, the close grip pull down. Now, I'd usually do these on a straight bar with a fully supinated grip. That's how I used to do them. However, at the moment, it just flares my elbows up too much. The pain on the inside of the elbow is too great. Really bad for golfer's elbows, so this grip alleviates that issue. It's very nice. And I continue the set on with a few partials at the end. Now, the bicep component, I recently did a video about this exercise, the alternating dumbbell curl, so check that out to see more on that. Essentially just one set on this, very simple progressive overload scheme. Once I get to 10 reps, I take the weight up. So you've got to be patient with these. Obviously the increments with the dumbbells are quite significant, usually 2 or 2.5k. Next up, preacher curls to finish, 2 rounds of kind of 10 to 15 reps. And again, I use partials on these to increase the length of the set because you're going to fatigue very quickly on that top third of the movement. So you don't want to stop the set prematurely. I also include some machine pullovers on my second pull day alongside chest supported row. This is one of my favourite exercises, and I do 2 working sets on this, the first of which you're watching now, using a slightly lighter load, a full ROM. I do some partials at the end. I then up the weight to around about 110 kilos, and I perform only the first 2/3 of the movement. I still feel it in my lats to a massive degree, but I'm not strong enough to bring that bar all the way down to the stomach. But I still feel doing that movement only benefits me massively. So the 2 sets combined hit the lats very well, I think. Session 2 is a push day. And again, I've only really recorded the bread and butter movements, the kind of basic components of each session. I would consider dips also being one of my staples in my routine at the moment, which I haven't recorded. But I start off each session with dumbbell flat press, working on a simple progressive overload scheme. Once I get up to 10 reps, I'll take that weight up. It's super simple. So I've recently transitioned again to 45k. The reps have dropped massively, so I'm going to be staying at that weight for a while. Secondly, I've got the Smith shoulder press, one of my favourite movements. Check out my Instagram for a more in-depth video on that exercise. My 2 tricep staples are heavy push downs with a slightly cambered bar, and then easy bar overhead extensions. These 2 movements combined work the triceps really, really well. I don't think you can go wrong combining heavy push downs with heavy overhead extension work. I'll also be using a new overhead extension machine at the gym. The third and final session of the week is leg day. Now, for both of these workouts, I'll be doing conventional squats at the start. This session was a little bit atypical in that I was recovering from sickness, so I just worked up to a heavy single just to get me back in the groove a little bit quicker. I then dropped the weight and did a set of pause squats. I think going forward, a typical workout for me will be maybe a heavy set of 3 up to maybe 5 reps on the barbell squat, and then drop the weight a little bit and do some pause squats. I'll then move on to either hack squat or leg press, but honestly, if the squat's going well, I'll be happy enough with that. I'll then move on to my isolation movements. Every single session I'll be doing seated hamstring curls and quad extensions. I like to do some partials here to carry that set on. Feels great. I then finish up each workout with seated calf raises. That's a staple in my routine. My favourite calf exercise, by far. That's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider subscribing to see more content. Give the video a thumbs up. Any questions that you might have, leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to check out the description box for all the links to my online coaching services and Excel spreadsheets. Thanks for watching once again. Stay strong.